Welcome back to my new Halloween month video. The haunting allure of Gothic cinema reaches one of its purest, most thrilling expressions in the Horror of Dracula 1958 and Dracula, Prince of Darkness 1966. Two Immortal Hammer Productions classics that defined a generation of horror and continue to mesmerize audiences to this day. These films are not only milestones in the long and fascinating history of vampire lore on screen, but they also stand as magnificent showcases of atmosphere, artistry, and that uniquely British sense of terror and elegance that Hammer Studios perfected so well. The Horror of Dracula, directed by Terence Fisher, introduced the world to Christopher Lee's commanding, sensual, and terrifying Count Dracula, alongside Peter Cushing's brilliant, determined Van Helsing. Their on-screen chemistry became legendary, the eternal battle between good and evil, intellect and instinct, light and shadow. Lee's Dracula is not merely a monster. He is both alluring and dangerous, his silent menace balanced by Cushing's calm intensity. Together, they elevated horror into high art, creating a version of the Dracula story that still feels alive, romantic, and frightening decades later. Every element of this film contributes to its enduring power, the rich Technicolor cinematography that made blood look impossibly vivid, the opulent sets dripping with Gothic grandeur, and the unforgettable score by James Bernard, whose dramatic, pounding music practically pulses with Dracula's dark heartbeat. It's no wonder that the Horror of Dracula remains a perfect watch for Halloween, a film that captures both the beauty and the dread of the night. 8 years later, Hammer returned with Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and Christopher Lee once again donned the cape, this time without Peter Cushing's Van Helsing. Though Lee has little dialogue, his physical presence alone fills every frame with tension. This Dracula is primal, more beast than man, and yet still magnetic, a creature of pure horror and tragic mystery. Terence Fisher once again weaves his elegant visual spell, crafting scenes drenched in shadow, candlelight, and blood. The music, once again by James Bernard, enhances the atmosphere in a way few horror soundtracks ever have. The brass stabs and swelling strings create a sense of both majesty and doom. It's impossible to imagine these films without their music. Every note seems to echo through the castle corridors and the dark Carpathian nights, giving life to Dracula's eternal presence. Together, these two films are a celebration of classic horror at its finest, refined yet visceral, poetic yet terrifying. Hammer Productions redefined the genre, turning Gothic horror into something both beautiful and bold. For Halloween, there's no better way to step into that shadowy world of capes, crucifixes, flickering candles, and blood-red passion.
As the final notes, these films remind us that true horror is not just about fear, but fascination, not only about the monster, but about what the darkness reveals within ourselves. Christopher Lee's commanding presence and Peter Cushing's heroic intellect created a timeless duel that still echoes through the corridors of horror cinema. Their performances continue to inspire, to chill, and to captivate with every rewatch. And now you can watch it for free on Tubi. The movie Horror of Dracula is streaming right now, that I consider actually the best one. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't so. It really helps the channel grow, and I'll subscribe back to your channel. I always do. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next video. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.